Alright, how's it going everyone? Hope you're doing well. Now, I'm sure by now everyone has seen the recent improvements ChatGPT made to their AI platform. They basically released an update where you can request your own Studio Ghibli style artwork. Now, if you don't know what Ghibli Studio is, it's basically a pretty well-known Japanese studio. They release some pretty big titles that you might know even if you haven't watched them, like My Neighbor Totoro, or Spirited Away, or Howl's Moving Castle. Which, fun fact, the way I found out about Howl's Moving Castle was actually from a mod on Terraria. Like, it was a pretty huge mod that adds like a whole bunch of new items and bosses, and you had to beat like a boss or something like that and you'd get the pet with Howl's Moving Castle. It was pretty nice. But anyway, it's a pretty distinct style of drawing that made them blow up. It's a pretty recognizable style of drawing. And as you might imagine, it completely blew up their servers. Like every human with a heartbeat and $20 in their pocket rushed at ChatGPT and started frying their servers due to the sheer amount of requests. Like even the people from ChatGPT literally told everyone to chill out because they were getting just too many people trying to make all these pictures. And you know, it requires an immense amount of computing power. So yeah, as you could imagine, the legend himself behind this drawing style, Hayao Miyazaki, is not happy at all about this, alongside the actual director of One Piece. And he goes as far as to say they're going to take legal action against ChatGPT for infringing on the copyright. To be honest, I'm kinda torn on this. Like there's some pretty good arguments from both sides as to whether or not this is okay to have Ghibli Studio style artwork done by AI. Now I want to show you something that I hope is real, because I'd like to believe Hayao Miyazaki is a wholesome and genuine guy. At least that's the image I have of him. So basically there's this 4-second scene from one of his projects he worked on, and he said it took him and his team a year and 3 months to finish, which if that's true, that's just an insane amount of dedication and drive for perfection. Now I do know that animated scenes that have a lot of moving things in it and like big moving crowds, you know, it takes a really long time to make. If you guys ever watch Rick and Morty or Solar Opposites, you'd probably have seen it at least a couple of times where they break the fourth wall and say they're going to have this insanely big boss battle, or for them to just skip it entirely and make a joke saying that you really think we have the budget for such a scene. But you know, they get away with stuff like this because these shows are more oriented towards comedy rather than artistic beauty. Okay, so here's the 4-second scene Hayao Miyazaki is talking about. Like yeah, there's just so much going on in that scene, and to have to manually draw everything, you know, it's just crazy.
Drawing a crowd takes time and effort, so animators generally avoid it, but not Miyazaki. Everyone gathers once a week to view the rushes. This allows Miyazaki to check the completed shots with his own eyes. This shot is only 4 seconds long. It took the team a year and 3 months to complete.
Honestly, mad respect if it actually took that long. This is just a whole nother level of dedication for something so small. Like everyone is just watching on their couch, probably even eating something, and I highly doubt they even paid that much attention to those specific 4 seconds. And yet these guys put all their time and effort into it. And that's like a pretty big concern with ChatGPT, just doing these drawings in a couple of seconds. Like I don't know, I kind of feel bad for these like super talented people that dedicated pretty much their entire life to the craft, or for just some stupid robots to analyze millions of their clips of their animation. And boom, they can now do their work in a fraction of the time it took these animators, and also at a fraction of the cost. Like man, if I were Hayao Miyazaki, I'd be so disappointed in how AI has evolved. Like this guy is now 82 years old and he's been animating since the 1960s. That's 65 years of experience to just this craft. And it took this AI just a couple of months of training, and they can accurately do everything he's been doing all this time in a blink of an eye. Honestly crazy. Another big concern on this whole thing is the fact that OpenAI has basically fed their system thousands upon thousands of hours of copyrighted material. So I don't know, it's kind of scumming doing this and then just profiting off someone else's hard work. Pretty much the entire company of OpenAI, while they do have some pretty useful features like with the actual ChatGPT, when it comes to like image creation, the whole system has just been leeching off every possible copyrighted content on the internet, and then they just profit off other people's work. If you guys didn't know this, OpenAI originally was supposed to be a non-profit, hence the name OpenAI, and Elon Musk was actually a part of this company at the start, but he left because the guys over at OpenAI were trying to transform the company from a non-profit to a for-profit. And look how it ended up today, making huge stacks of money off other people's work. Now, a pretty big argument from the other side is the fact that it's just how the world evolves. We make improvements every single day for a better society. And in a sense, it's kind of true. Like, companies are saving a whole lot of time and money on this. Like, they can just rely a bit more on artificial intelligence and just cut costs on staff. And companies could just embrace this instead of being against it. Like, they just could use it to their own advantage. But I don't know, it's kind of sad in a way to just ditch out like really talented people just because they cost more money and more time than artificial intelligence. It's sad, but that's just how the world is evolving. You either adapt or get left behind. It's a pretty cutthroat world we live in. Everything is just about the money and time efficiency rather than, you know, individual talent and passion for the craft. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.